Good morning. This is Rhonda from the Quiznos Training Department here in Denver. This is the second of two videos in which we're having a look at tips upon delivery. In the first video, I showed you how to set up your POS system for tips upon delivery, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of identifying an open tips upon delivery ticket and then how to close that ticket out. If your store is a delivery store, you know that in the past, once a guest placed an order online for delivery, our POS system would not allow a tip to be added to the credit card at the time of delivery. That ticket amount was finalized when the order was placed. With our recent POS enhancements, all that has changed so that now, if the guest wishes to add a tip to the purchase via credit card at the time of delivery, it's a very simple process. So let's start by logging on to the POS, and we'll go right into the main screen. Remember, if you see the blue box in the upper right-hand corner, that means that you've got an online order that needs to be accepted. So I've had Ben in our IT department push a couple of online orders through for us to use as examples. So let's look at this first one here. You can see straight away that this online order is for delivery. So we're going to go ahead and accept it. Start with clicking on the blue box. And we'll see that our order appears over here on the left-hand side. We have a couple more in the queue that we're going to look at. So for the time being, I'm just going to snooze these. Okay. So our order appears over here on the left-hand side. And here's what I want you to look at right down here. If you see that this bottom line is in red, it means that the order is still pending. The guest did not complete the tip section when the order was placed, and the guest has the ability to add a tip if they so choose at the time of delivery. So it's very important that you notice if this line is red, because if it is, you'll need to finalize the order after the delivery is made. Okay, let's continue. We're going to accept the order by clicking on Send. And next, we're going to click on OK, because we know that we're going to be able to make this delivery time. Okay, now let's say the delivery has been made and the driver is back to the store with a signed receipt showing that the guest wishes to add a $2 tip to the order. We've got to adjust the amount of this ticket. So here's what we do. On your main screen, top right-hand side, click on the More button. Go to page 2, and then you're going to find credit card captures right here. Click on credit card captures, and there you'll find your delivery invoice right up here, the one with the tip still open. You're going to want to verify that the invoice ID matches the ID number on your receipt, and if that's good, then you're just going to go right over here to this arrow under Capture, click on the arrow, and it's going to bring you to this page right here. Okay, we've got to adjust the ticket to include the tip. So we know the guest wishes to leave a $2 tip, so $14.62, which is our base price, plus $2 is $16.62. So we're going to enter $16.62 in the blue highlighted field. And you'll notice that the tip is adjusted. All right, that looks good. So we're going to go down here and we're going to click Capture. And once again, is the invoice number correct? Is the dollar amount right? Yes, it is. So we're going to click on Yes. And then we'll just exit out of here. Let me just stop at this point and tell you that if you don't take the time to finalize your tickets in credit card capture, the purchase will remain in a pending state on the guest's credit card for an indefinite amount of time, and you will not get paid. So it's very important that you finalize all transactions that are in credit card capture soon after the delivery has been made. Okay, now let's look at our second example. We see that we have an online order for delivery. So we're going to click on the blue box. The order appears over here on the left-hand side. But look at this. The bottom line, it's in black. not red like the previous order. That means that this is an online order where the guest completed the tip section at the time the order was placed. The amount of this ticket has been finalized, $15.66, and it cannot be adjusted. A tip cannot be added at the time of delivery. So we're going to click on Send. We are going to click on OK. The receipts will print, and there's nothing more you need to do on the POS. This ticket is now finalized. I want to look at one more online order. If you watched the first video on how to set up your POS for tips upon delivery, you'll remember that I suggested you set the pre-authorized amount to 30%, not to exceed 50%, and I said that I would explain why at a later time. Well, let's talk about that right now by looking at an example where the pre-authorization was set less than 30%. For this example, I set the pre-auth to 10%. So here we go. We see that we have an online order for delivery. We're going to click on the blue box. The order appears on the left-hand side of the screen, and we see that the bottom line is in red. That's telling us that the tip was not closed out at the time the guest placed the order. So we're going to click on Send, click on OK. So we're going to prepare the order and take it for delivery. It's just one sandwich, a small dollar amount, but let's say the guest decides to add a $2 tip to the order at the time of delivery. So we come back to the store after delivery, and we know that we need to finalize the ticket. So we go into More, click on page 2, go to Credit Card Captures, and we see that we have our ticket right here. We verify the invoice number to the receipt, and we click on the arrow under Capture, and let's go over to the blue highlighted field, and we want to adjust the total amount of the ticket. So $7.31 plus $2 would be $9.31. So we're going to capture. We're going to click on Yes. Hey, but look at this. We have an error message. Completion greater than the remaining reserve account. In other words, the amount of the tip exceeds the pre-authorized percentage. So in this instance, this $2 tip cannot be added. It exceeds 10%, and I have the pre-auth set to 10%. Now, what you can do in this case, we'll click on OK, go back to Capture by clicking the arrow, and we can't actually collect 10%. So if our ticket price is $7.31, I believe 10% would be 73 cents. So that would make our total ticket amount $8.04. So in the blue highlighted field, let's click on $8.04. That shows 73-cent tip, which is 10%. We'll click on Capture. Yes, our information is correct, so we're going to click on Yes. And it accepted it. Alrighty. So we recommend the pre-auth setting to be at 30% because it leaves enough room for a more generous tip if the guest wishes. But we don't want to exceed 50% because it could potentially increase the final amount of the order by half, and that's just too much. So that's it, folks. Tips upon delivery, it's a very simple function on your POS. If you have any questions, your FBC is your first point of contact. You can also call the help desk, and we'll try our best to answer any questions you might have. It's also very important that you're up to date on your state and local laws that govern tips, namely distribution of tips. Thanks for your time. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.